views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
It's time to believe in your own body, mind, and soul. Thrive by Jen takes you through this next hour to help you release your full potential. Jen has been there when the going gets tough, and she's now here to guide you through your own difficulties and help you thrive too. Jennifer Zelop joins Dr. Pat Basile to provide you excellence in self-development and guidance. Sit back and enjoy because you're about to listen to Thrive by Jen. Now, here are your hosts.
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Dr. Pat. I'm here with Jen Zellup, and we are taking on a big conversation. But before I get to that, I want to welcome all of you that are listening through our multiple networks that we're on. But most importantly, you may not know that we actually broadcast across Facebook now. Today we're going to be talking about intuition, and this is a show that I get to co-host with the amazing Jen Zellup. And I'm not even going to do a big introduction. I just want to get started. Jen, thank you for today. What a great show. Let me just ask you this question to get the ball rolling. Okay, today's show is about intuition, and you're going to break us through, break it down to why intuition, why thriving in intuition. Right? Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how do we get intuition into thriving? See, a lot of times we're talking about this intuition thing, right? Like it's, wait a minute, I want to win the lottery, or, I didn't do that. I did not win the lottery. But tell us why today for you, this is important in the work that you do, your platform, and how to bring this into thriving in intuition. And welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's great to be here and saying hello to all the listeners. So intuition, I mean, think about going hiking in a big forest or going hiking in the mountains and not bringing a compass, just literally relying on on memory. Okay, I'm going to pay attention to the path I'm walking, and I'll look at the trees, and then I'll know how to get home. And intuition is the same thing. We have this inner compass, and it was, just to take it back a little bit, is that we're, it's 2017, but our bodies are from creation.
Yeah.
We might have a computer in front of us. We might have the best cell phones. We might have fast cars, advances, right? Advances in technology, and it makes the world greater and things move faster. But our bodies are very archaic. They're the original. They're the original model. But that's a great thing. And they work, that's in tune with Mother Nature. And we have everything inside of us to get through the day, to get through life. And that intuition, that's our inner compass. So when we tune into that, when we can develop it and listen to it, that's, it's like going through the day with directions, with instructions.
Well, one of the things I want to talk about is like how too often we think intuition has to show up, for example, like some crystal ball that's in front of me, and I've got to surround myself with every esoteric, spiritual artifact that I might have.
Yeah.
But we're talking about an everyday intuition because we're talking about thriving every day.
Every day. So every day, I get so many people asking me, how do I tap into my intuition? I don't have it. Show me how to get it. And my response is, we do have it. We choose not to listen to it because we want what we want, right? If there's, maybe we're going for a job interview, and no matter what, we want that job. And we don't always know why. I mean, we've talked about this before, right? When we let fear guide us, right, that takes fear kind of, gives us the why. We don't really know why our heart wants the job or why we would, going for this interview, but fear is guiding us. So we choose not to listen to that intuition. If we're in the middle of the job interview and you're getting that feeling like, oh, I don't know if I really want to work here. I don't know if I really want this job. But then all of a sudden they call and they offer you the job and you're like, I'm in. I'll take it.
Right. Right. Well, and I like what you said about the compass, because many of us know what it's like to be out hiking, or in my case, I got lost on my vision quest. Now that's like, you go on a vision quest, you're not supposed to get lost in the desert, right? Right. Only I would do that. But I had to count on my intuition. I had to get so plugged in that I could even remember what Sidonia said about what to do when you get lost. Mm-hmm. And here's what she said. She said, if you're lost, and of course you go to panic. Mm-hmm. We're all going to go to panic. If you're lost in the desert.
Fear, right? You're going to fear.
She said, you got to lay yourself heart down on the ground. Just lay down, heart down on the ground. And she said, if you can, make sure you don't have your clothing in the way of that. Mm-hmm. Get on the ground and you will be guided. And I think that these are the things which we're asked to trust in, which means, aren't we asking ourselves to trust in ourselves?
Yeah. But isn't it, what's the fear that comes in is that, what if I trust myself and I'm wrong, right? Or what if I trust myself and I'm right? So if this opportunity comes about and fear guides you and you just take it, then it's the universe's fault. The universe gave me this job. I took it and it wasn't the right job, when all along inside of you was telling you, like, it's not for you. It's not for you. And I love what Sidonia said. I love what she said, because she is saying what I just shared with all of you, is that we're very archaic. This is our natural stuff. So heart being the natural soul going down into Mother Earth, right? That's the rock, that's the ground, that's Mother Earth. And that's two natural elements talking to each other. That's two, right? We were from creation. So that's the earth speaking to us, and us shutting our mind down so we can listen to it. So that's what she was sharing with you.
Yeah, today we're going to take a journey and look at intuition in a number of different ways. One, we're going to be looking at, what is intuition's role? And that's what we're talking about today. But then we're going to look at why intuition is a must in our thriving life. Why is it a must? And then how do we experience it? What happens in our body? Maybe that sense of feeling nauseous is not because you ate something bad, right? And then, how do we develop our intuition? What are some of the things we can do physically, emotionally, and spiritually? Because that's truly what we're going to be talking about today. What's been your personal experience with this?
Oh, intuition for me, I use it. When I say that I use it every decision of the day, I use it every decision of the day. So picking out, staring at my clothes in the closet. All right, what would make me feel great today? What should I wear today? And and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, your body is moving towards that outfit. Same thing with, all right, what calls should I make today? Who should I reach out to today? And then all of a sudden, like a name will come to you. That's not accidental, There's a really cute story that someone that always kind of floats around in our circle, and it was someone saying to talking to their intuition and saying, okay, so who should I call today? And then 5 minutes later, a name popped into their head, and they're like, oh, don't worry, I already figured it out. I know who to call. But dismissing that was the signal that they were getting, because they thought that the ego came up with it.
Yeah, right? But isn't that really the key? It is about ego, and it is about energy, and it is about intuition. And most importantly, isn't it about trust? Now, we talked about this, when we talked about Thrive, right? Thrive by Jen.
Yes.
And part of that is really making sure that we are trusting. But here's the question I got for you. I know we got a whole show. We're going to talk about this business, right? I can point to times in my life, my journey, and especially let's just talk about career, because we started to talk about that, where when I trusted my intuition, sometimes it didn't, in the immediate moment, didn't turn out really well. Like when I lost my job after 24 and a half years, which I don't say anymore. I don't say lost my job. To be honest with you, I've been fired from every job I've ever had. Okay, that's why I'm self-employed. But it's because something goes on the inside. All of the things we're going to talk about today, and all the money in the world, all the promotions in the world, somehow for me, weren't enough to fire somebody with 29 years, 11 months to serve and just cancel her pension out. Something about that gut, right? Isn't that what you're talking about?
Absolutely. And it's listening to that gut. That gut is in all of us, and it's not tuning it out. It's not shutting it down. That's the struggle that I've seen, that I help coach people through, is don't turn that off, because your heart's speaking to you and you're letting fear get in. And I keep using the word fear because I think it's so important, because fear is anything. Fear is anything other than love. So fear is anger. Fear is jealousy. Fear is resentment. Fear is exhaustion. Fear is worry. So when I use the term fear, it's all those other emotions you're letting drive you besides your heart.
Yeah. What's kind of cool about this? One of the things that I resisted kicking and screaming, by the way, was these video things we're doing now, right? You too, right? Right. Because it was like, well, wait a minute, there's a reason that us people sign up for radio, right?
Yeah.
I'm shy getting in front of people, doing this deal like this. It's not on my wish board. What do they call it? Vision board.
Yep.
Yeah, this was not on my vision board. But obviously you and I are here, so it had to be on your vision board. Let's take a short break. When we come back, more with Jen Zellup. It's all about intuition. We got lots going on today. We're taking your calls. 1-800-930-2819. We're also taking your Facebook questions at Transformation Talk Radio. Jen Zellup, I'm Dr. Pat. We'll be right back. Tune in to the hit show Mouthing Off with Chef Rossi. Chef Rossi mouths off about different subjects in pursuit of breaking down walls and opening up your minds. She and Dr. Pat banter back and forth, taking from the headlines of the day on subjects that reach beyond what goes on in the world into your hearts. And go to theragingskillet.com to find out more and let Chef Rossi know what's on your mind.
If you're dealing with fear and anxiety, you've probably noticed that the more you fight these emotions, the stronger they seem to get. Dr. Friedemann Schaub, the author of The Fear and Anxiety Solution, explains that instead of suppressing, we need to identify and resolve the deeper, subconscious root causes of fear and anxiety. His personal breakthrough program has helped thousands worldwide to overcome their emotional challenges. To learn more, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com and schedule your free consultation with Dr. Schaub now.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Miss any shows during the week? Don't worry, we've got you covered. With the free Transformation Talk radio app, you'll have access to all of the past week's shows in the palm of your hand. Tune in to Transformation Talk Radio anywhere you go with our free app for any of your devices. Check out our app in the App Store and Google Play Store today.
TheAngelLady.net. 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 1-800-323-1790. 1-800-323-1790. Sue Storm. TheAngelLady.net.
She's not coming home. Coming home, coming home. I know what you did last summer. Just like to me, there's no other. I know what you did last summer. Tell me where you...
I don't know, Benny, are we like having summer yet, or is it officially not here?
Well, it depends on what day you're looking at.
I mean, no, seriously, is it like going to be like, we're in Seattle, Jen, so you know, I know you people are like having like 90 degrees and now you're going to have thunderstorms.
It's hot.
Yeah, so you've already had summer and now you're into hurricane season. For us, we're just waiting for the sun, right, Benny?
Yeah, it'll show up. It'll show up. Got to be patient, Pat. Got to be patient.
So funny.
Okay, so I was told, Benny, that July 4th, something magical happens and then all of a sudden it's summer, right?
Maybe. I hope so. Well, the rubber ducky's in town, so.
Oh boy, there we go.
Did you see the giant rubber ducky in Tacoma?
You know,
look it up, Google it.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, it should be a little higher up on the bucket list.
That's awesome.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna get the ducky. I'm gonna get the little rubber ducky up on the list. But definitely Wonder Woman this week for
All
me,
right,
Ben.
yeah, do that.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. All right. This is why we're talking about this today, because the question really is, Jen Zellup, my co-host, joining me here today. What is intuition's role in living your Thrive life? Mm-hmm. And we touched upon it being an inner compass. But listen, why is intuition, Jen, not just a casual thought, but why does it have to be a must? Like, I must do it. I can tell you what happens when you don't, but This is really, I can't wait to hear what you're going to say about it.
Well, it's the difference between a Thrive experience and just an experience.
Yeah.
It's the difference between thriving and not thriving. It's like going to, it's just having that, it's what's best for you. You know, we always want to do what's best for others, right? We always, you go out, you get a gift, you give it a lot of thought.
Yeah.
You help a friend, you go above and beyond. This is your best. Like, this is the best for you. And you know, deep down, I have to be honest and transparent here that I think that people, that's what they fear. They fear they don't deserve the best. They fear that they don't, honestly, truly, that they don't deserve the best. And your intuition is there to give you the best experience. The best experience. Now, and people, right, people will maybe call in and say, yeah, but I listened to my intuition and I had this really bad experience. But can you honestly say to me now, if you look back, that there wasn't a phenomenal lesson that was learned, that you took something from that experience that you now use today, that you grew as a person, that you got better as a person? It ends up being the best experience.
Yeah, and here's what I want to say about it is I shared an experience in the last segment when we were talking about this, where I talked a little bit about, that intuition where I had to face myself. Now, the outcome of that was that I became part of, a corporate resistance, which said that, we were the second company in the world. Exxon was the first to do a global downsizing. And we stood up and said, you know what, if you're going to offer early retirement, why do you need to force out people that have 25 plus years if they don't want to take your early retirement? They want to work. And what I found out later was the company literally, I worked in HR, so I know the list. I saw the list of people they were, and I looked at that and I said, oh, you're getting rid of people you don't like, or people like me that have big mouth. But my gut still didn't tell me to really roll over and play dead. And ultimately my boss said, yeah, okay, you don't want to get rid of her. We're going to take your head count. And actually they got rid of both of us, but I was able to help her get another job. So sometimes it doesn't look like it's going to turn out great. But it did for me, right?
Agreed.
You too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it doesn't look, this is, if you truly believe that part of our process that we're here, right? It's our human experience, and we have something to learn, and we have this journey to go on. So in that learning, it is shown to us by listening to our intuition. We just don't always like it. We don't always like the lesson, right?
You think?
And especially in 2017, in a world of I want what I want and I want it now. So putting aside, you and I were just chatting on break telling the ego to take a vacation and shutting it down and not listening to it and tuning into that intuition. There's let it unfold. Let it unfold for you. Let the experience unfold for you. It's just it's that much. That is your thrive. That's part of your thrive life. You don't know where it's going to go. I mean, you and I have had this conversation. 25 years ago, did you ever imagine that you'd be where you are? And in fact, just last night we were chatting. We were having a conversation about just like retirement. Like, what does that look like? And in my mind, I said to myself, I said, stop. I said, it's cool to have visions up on my vision board of maybe things that I'd like to experience or do, but it's not for me. This is what I believe, that it's not for me to say right now what my retirement's going to look like. I'm open. I let my intuition guide me. I'm going to let things unfold to what certainly 20 years from now is going to look like.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing that you're talking about to me is the must, because what would happen if I didn't follow my intuition, period? And I got to tell you, I have so many times, as a matter of fact, Linda will even tell you that, my nickname was Lucky. And everybody thought, Lucky, 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 bring her to the casino, bring her to here, bring her to there, let her touch your lottery ticket. I mean, like all of the above.
Yeah.
I now know that is luck was not it. I mean, were there situations that showed up? Yeah. But 14 years ago, when I dialed the wrong phone number and within 10 minutes bought an hour of airtime on internet-only radio, did I know that one call would result in now having, a team of great people around me, most amazing hosts like you on the show, reaching 100 media outlets, creating a better world? No. So what was it, Jen? What was it? And why was I depressed?
It's not
that.
It's not lucky. It's blessed. It really is. I love that you just said that, because I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they kept saying, you're the lucky one. It's you're the lucky one. And I said, no, we all have this. I just choose to listen. So just like, right? And we talked about this in the first segment about
Yeah.
trust and trusting that when you believe, when you listen to your intuition, when you have your visions out there, that things will start to align and that energy will move you towards it. So you may have asked for something better, and you trusted that this something better would just happen to be that wrong number and that phone call. But you didn't sit there and list all the things of you in your mind and in your heart somewhere, you wanted better. You wanted more. You didn't like the
I wanted to
depressed
be
state.
happier.
Right.
And
You
that's what
didn't
we're talking about. I wanted to experience something that I couldn't articulate. I
exactly.
wanted to be happier. Friends, family, insights, money, right?
Right.
We talked about money. You
Yep.
know, we think, oh, bad on you for wanting money. Really? Okay, wait a minute. Uh,
You're absolutely right. I want to clear that up now because I think that's important for everybody. Everybody should. Money is part of the equation. Money you can do better. Money you could do more. Money you can give and help. I can't give from if I'm out on the street. I can do so much. So, but when you wanted more, when you wanted better, when you wanted to be happy, you weren't hell bent on the how. That was your saying, look, I am here, I want better, I want more, and it came to you. So your friends might call it lucky, but that's what blessed is. And that is available to everybody. That is everybody can have, no matter where you are in your life.
Mm-hmm. But we're talking about intuition, maybe. Okay, we're sitting around and we're thinking, I would love to have a family. I would love to have friends. I'd love to have this. And, we hold an energy about it. And then all of a sudden, there it is. All of a sudden, we have it. And then we think, oh, isn't that surprising? Oh, I don't have to spend Christmas alone. Oh, what do we have to do to own this, though? Isn't that what the show is about today?
Yeah, yes, you need to believe that came from you, that you, but that's the fear that we just mentioned before, is that what if I wish for something and I don't get it, right? What if I really wish hard, Jen? What if I wish for something and I draw pictures and I think about it and and it still doesn't come to fruition? But that's where trust comes in, that's not your best life. That's not your thrive life. And if you really are tuned into your intuition, you're going to know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's that belief. Over the past few weeks, there's been a lot of, I'm going to call it upheaval in my life. And every day, what does my intuition tell me? My intuition tells me that this is all part of the plan, that everything is working out for my highest good and for my family's highest good. And that's my intuition talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
My trust is
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let it unfold and I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not letting fear run me. I'm not letting fear make me make decisions that
Mm-hmm.
aren't the best for me.
I know. Yeah. And, when we come back, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to get in the crevices of our minds. What is it about us that when we look at our lives, what are the signs? What can we look for? Maybe illness is a sign. We're going to take a short break when we come back. But before we do, Jen, how can people find out more about you?
Sure. Visit the website at jenniferzellup.com and definitely look me up on Facebook at Jen Zellup. I would love to hear from everybody and chat with them and, share with me how you use your intuition.
Awesome. Let's take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back.
Why wait to say? At least I did it my way. Lie way too faced, but in my heart I understand.
On the cutting edge of the new mainstream, Christine Upchurch is passionate about bringing together science, psychology, and spirituality in a way that can be applied to our everyday lives for true transformation. The Christine Upchurch Show, stellar conversations to illuminate your journey, engages some of the most outstanding visionaries on the planet in lively dialogue to inspire you to become that bright light you're meant to be. Join Christine every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on KKNW, AM 1150, and Transformation Talk Radio.
A word of caution: if you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Steffen brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthisfunny.com today.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days, because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Gifted intuitive healer and spiritual teacher Sarah Luce brings her unique style to the hit show Small Steps, Big Breakthrough Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in each month as Sarah turns reality on end and shows us how to experience expansive results with simple yet powerful steps. Expect an enlightening bend on what you currently believe is possible. For show details and upcoming topics, visit sarahluce.com. That's SARALOOS.com.
Calling all moms, it's time to awaken your vibrant, intuitive, loving self in every area of your life. Join host Debbie Pokornik as she shares thoughts, stories, and tools to help you stand in your power. Listen to Vibrant, Powerful Moms helping everyday women create extraordinary lives. Mondays at 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. For more information about Debbie, visit empoweringenergy.com. That's empowering with letters NRG.com.
Every day is another opportunity to bring magic into our world and create the reality we want to live. Intuitive Juliana Salovia and the Lady of Light New Age Boutique are here to help you on your journey. Whether you're looking for a reading, a workshop, or a class of the latest and unique metaphysical products or jewelry, the Lady of Light New Age Boutique has it all. Visit inspirednewage.com to schedule a session or class and feel the energy of the Lady of Light.
I made my move, and it was all about you. No, I feel so far removed. You are the one thing in my way. 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 You are the one thing in my way.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thrive by Jen Radio. Jen Zellup. I'm Dr. Pat. And we team up each radio show we do to present a new idea, a new topic, but most importantly, to help all of us understand that there are some things we can learn along the way. And why would you want to reinvent the wheel if you can learn from our mistakes? So that's what we're doing today, is sharing a little insight. We're going to talk about how we experience our intuition now. And you and I, before break, Benny's heard me tell this story a million times, but you and I, before break, we were talking about sometimes intuition doesn't show up, butterflies and roses. Sometimes, like in my case, this thing happens where pain shows up, depression shows up. But gosh, you say, what does that got to do with intuition? Well, Jen, what does that got to do with intuition?
Those are the messages. That's communication. That's our body communicating with us. So nausea, right? Or pain, disease. Sometimes you'll feel the hairs on the back of the neck stand up. You'll feel goosebumps. You'll feel your hair and your arms stand up. You'll get that nagging little, like, it's almost like you know that there's something, but you don't know what it is, and you
Mhm.
can't put your hands on it.
Well,
kind of
depression
feeling.
too. I mean, we're talking about depression, but we're not really talking about depression. We're not talking about the signs of stuckness. So stuckness for a lot of us, and that's what I experienced in 03, 04, stuckness was the thing that helped me dial the wrong phone number and then shortly thereafter get really, really not well, right? So how does our disease and then how does our fear turn into that which motivates us to
Well,
thrive?
the fear and part of the fear and the disease, it's a disconnect from our bodies. It's a total disconnect. And one of the important things that I do want to stress here for your intuition and for thriving is a healthy diet and moving your body. This is about movement. It's about flow. I mean, again, taking our bodies back to what they're made to do, right? We were made to hunt. We were made to walk. We were made to carry things. That's what our bodies can do. And it's right. There's an internal system inside that needs that movement to keep things flowing, to keep detoxification happening. And when we're not doing that, right, things start to get stuck. Well, your body can be stuck for so long and for so much. Then what starts to happen? Disease starts to build up. Then what starts to happen? It starts to become a depressive state. We're sad. We're anxious. We start thinking about fear. We start worrying about how we don't feel good. It's this vicious, right? It's this vicious constant back and forth, this vicious cycle. When it's a disconnect, we're disconnecting from our bodies. I mean, you and I were chatting just before, and I shared with you, I was on my way home today, and my sister gave me this book last night, and she was very serious about it. She said, you have to read this. And it's a little book. It's 20 pages at most. And she looked at me in the eye and she says, you have to read this. And I said, okay. And something's, it just, again, when I felt it, that's intuition. So my intuition kicked in and said, boy, you know what? She's right. I need to read this. So I was driving home today and I said, you know what? I'm going to take 15 minutes when I get home and I want to read that book. And then right away, right, the ego starts talking. You have this to do. You have that to do. You have all these, the list is endless. And I, because I'm connected, right? I'm not disconnected from my body. I'm connected. I said, hold on, stop ego, take a vacation. I'm going to go take 15 minutes and I'm going to read this book. So it's an example of being connected.
Yeah. Yeah. Or how about go to a movie? See, we think this idea of intuition and the signs we get from it. Now, I got sick April 1st of 24, and it was instantaneous. And so what I mean by that is it wasn't this, I got a cough, I got a stomach ache. I was given a workshop. This is the irony of this. I was given a workshop, How to Live Your Best Dream, with my friend, Reverend Bonnie Barnard. And by the end of the workshop, my right ankle had grown to the size of a grapefruit. And I had to then change the direction of my life. The only thing I could do was radio. Went on to expand the radio platform. Transformation Talk Radio happened the same way, Jen.
Yeah.
Intuitively, I had a hit, right, to help this gentleman launch his radio network in 08. And I was still sick, and I helped him anyway. He disappears, writes a bad check, and the station owner calls me and says, you've got to start a network, Pat. I got to pay my mortgage. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know what to do, but within 3 months, Transformation Talk Radio was born. In about 3 to 6 more months, thanks to Jessica and the entire team here, and Justin and Christina and Linda, Kim, everybody here, Transformation Talk Radio will have 9 other sisters and brothers, a network called transformationradio.fm. Why? Because I transposed a number 14 years ago, and what? I'm a girl from the Bronx. I hang up. Intuitively, I didn't hang up.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that
But that
amazing?
one thing.
Right. And that's all that's the beauty of living your Thrive life, is that one thing then leads into another, into another, into another, into another. This isn't, I mean, it's not magic, but it is magical, right? This is in everyone. Everyone has this ability. Everyone has access to this. Your platform right now is radio. You could have, right? If you thought about the how, that would have never come up, right?
Oh, no.
Exactly.
No.
And honestly, same thing with, I mean, it's funny just how your story started. I mean, mine was similar with you, and I shared this with, when I called your office, like this little square that said Transformation Talk Radio came up, and I don't even know how it came up. I don't even know where it came up, but the word transformation caught my attention, and then right there I had to Google and find you. And then I make the call. Those aren't accidents.
No.
Aren't accidents. But when after you and I spoke, and this is where intuition kicked in, right? So after you and I spoke, I hung up the phone, and your mind is like, you can't do this, but my intuition is like, this, like, look what just happened. Yeah. Look how blessed you are, right? And that's your intuition. So it doesn't, I just want to take the mystery out of it for people that, like you said before, this isn't about maybe, I'll say, this isn't about butterflies flying before you, but I will share this with you guys. One of the ways that you do get in touch with your meditation, to get in touch with intuition, is meditating and walking through nature. So last week, I just shared that we're going through a lot of upheavals right now. So I decided to go for a walk in nature, and I sat down and I just quieted my mind. I didn't meditate in a meditative,
right.
All I did was be quiet. And I started having a conversation with myself about what's going on, and to please guide me, please show me. And this is what I did. I believe in signs. So I said, now there was nothing around me, just trees, and there was a bird in front of me in the water. And I said, specifically, I will make this call if you show me a butterfly in the next 30 minutes. So what I do is I literally plop down there. I had 30 minutes, and I'm not kidding you, within 15 seconds, a butterfly flew right past me. And I was like, okay, got it. And then for me, the fun thing is, I'm like, okay, next question. Here's my next one. So I play this intuition game, and I share about that in our Thrive by Jen on the website. I talk about playing these little intuition games, about building up your intuition, standing outside and waiting for a car to drive by, but before it drives by, think about what color it is. Or think about, as the phone's ringing, think about who it is on the other line. It's not a matter of being right or wrong. Right. It's a matter of you start to hone in what your intuition is and what it's capable of and where it sits in your body.
Yeah. And you know what's kind of cool about this right here, right now is, and I think we'll go ahead and skip the break so we can get it all in. Benny is running this show from down the road. Christina is running the Facebook and has never done this before. Now you got to give somebody kudos. I don't care who you are out there in the world, and you're sitting there thinking that just me and Jen just show up and we get to be our old happy selves. No, it takes a village. But what it takes is for somebody like Christina, who's running the video, adding the images, to have the courage to say yes.
Yes.
And that's one of the most important things about intuition that we got to really talk about here. That's why I want to skip the break. And that is, once you get that hit, you got to do something.
You got to do it. You have to. And you're so right. And you bring up such a great point, is that is right. The courage, that's the opposite of fear. So dig into your courage that you have and act on it. It was like me sitting, I asked a specific question and that butterfly flew right past me. And I was like, okay, I have my answer. Next question. I didn't sit there and say, wait, did that really happen? All right, show me now 2 butterflies. I was like, that's it. That's good. That's good. That's real. And that's real to me. Same thing with when I'm walking somewhere and I get that weird feeling. I'm like, oh, I'm going to turn around. That's real to me too.
There's the dark alley.
Yeah, there's no conversations. I stopped those conversations of doubt in my mind a while ago. So that's what I'm asking our listeners to do is end that conversation of doubt. It's inside of you. You have it. And just tune in and listen and act on it. And then you'll start to see things unfold. And then your intuition, you start to heighten your intuition. You start to get more tuned in. You start to listen, now you're listening all the time and it gets better and better. It's like a radio frequency.
Well, and let's talk about it. We're doing the show right here today. We gathered up some images to really drop in. But nobody's given Christina a playbook and saying to do it. So I would, for those of you listening, you're taking a whole lot of intuition and plugging it in. But here's the thing I want to ask you. Some of us have got to do some prep work. Mm-hmm. We've got a body, mind, spirit strong. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'd like you to share today. What is it that we can do to prepare for the wrong phone number, or prepare for looking in the mirror one day and saying, I am not firing that person. I don't care how much you're paying me, but what can we do? What do we do? Body, mind, spirit stuff.
So start with just better eating, better choices. Better eating. And start with movement of the body. And it doesn't mean that it has to be this hardcore exercise program. It's really moving the body. And walk in nature, walk outside, take your shoes off and feel the ground underneath you. Even in your home, take your shoes off and let your bare feet hit the floor so you can have that connection and that more grounded feeling. I'm sitting here with you now, and that's the first thing that happens. My shoes come off, so I can feel the floor, and my feet are solid on the floor. A great creative things, little things. Get an adult coloring book. Start coloring. There's nothing. That's why they say children have the best intuition because there's no doubt, right? And they're getting lost in coloring. They're getting lost in creating.
Yeah.
They go outside and play.
Yeah.
So as adults, we need to do that too.
One of our hosts, Colette, right? She's doing a coloring book.
Yeah.
She's creating a coloring book.
It's amazing. It's so much fun.
I know. But let's go back to the food thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We cannot say enough about this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into a whole nutrition diet kind of conversation, but we know the impact of what happens when we put things in our body that our body was just not meant for.
Agreed. And that's, again, if I can stress anything, our bodies really, this is whatever creation you believe in, right? This is it. This is how it was created. And so we're not meant to consume the manufactured ingredients that companies are now using and have been using for really since our food really started to decline in the late 1960s.
Yeah, totally.
So we can't process that stuff, and it sits in our bodies, and it's very toxic, and it's a problem, and it clouds our thinking. It makes us depressed. It adds to depression. We become disconnected. That's how we disconnect from our bodies. We have these chemicals running through it, and it's a real issue. It's a real issue.
You know what's funny? I want you to finish on this too, because meditation is an important piece, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is.
How important?
It's about quieting your mind. Our mind, we are so caught up in listening to our ego. We're so caught up, and it's so natural, and it really is in very sneaky ways, and I'll give you, and again, being transparent, especially in our Facebook world. So there is, let's say you win an award and you're happy, and you should be happy, and you want these accolades for the award. But in real connectedness to your soul, the accolades for the award, that's your ego. That your soul, right? When you're connected to your soul, really what's happening is you're getting commended for something that you've done because you're helping others, right? You're making the world better. You're having an impact on people, and it's beautiful, and that's what we should be doing. So when we get the accolades, that's our ego. So I just give that example because I want you to see the difference where you have to quiet that ego down. You just have to, you have that conversation with your ego of saying, like, it's really great to have the accolades, but it's my ego. Your heart is happy because you impacted somebody's life.
Yeah. I can't believe you're even talking about this here, because part of our technology that we're delivering, we are getting ready to do a crowdfunding initiative on just this thing you're talking about. We call it the Positive Media Mojo. And what it's going to do is it's going to give us an opportunity to communicate and connect all over the world. And we're going to fuel it by good deeds. So the mojo is going to be this thing where I'm doing a good deed, I'm going to tell the world, there's going to be something that happens for that, and then you pass it on and pay it forward.
Yep.
Why are we doing this? Because we got feedback from thousands of listeners that said, I know you talk about it, I know you learned it, but we want to learn it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, we can all share that, right?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels right. I mean, it feels good when we help somebody, and when you're helping many people, and you do get recognized. It's a wonderful thing. But it's, again, it's just important. It's that significance, because we want to be significant.
And how about recognizing others? See, that's what the mojo is going to do. Yeah. The mojo is going to say, Jen Zellup is changing the world with Thrive. Boom.
I think it's so important to recognize others, and it's important for us as humans. I mean, significance is a human need that we have. I mean, it's and hopefully we show significance by a very positive way, because unfortunately there's a lot of negative things that's going on in the world right now that are very negative, and those people are still looking for significance. They're just doing it in a horrific way. So I love that, and it's important for us to feel that significance and have that impact on others, and paying it forward and keep doing more and keep doing more. But it's also important for us to operate from the heart, to take that back into your heart space, and where you can have that conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
I think it would be wonderful. Like, let's say you went a whole 30 days of every day was going to be recognizing someone. And by day 31 came and I was like, wow, Pat didn't recognize me, that's where you are connected with your heart and with yourself, and you say to yourself, and that what you do is coming from your heart space. It's not for Pat to recognize me, right? It's wonderful, but I think it's just important for us to always operate from that space, because that will bring you back to being in tune with your body. And that just going back to the intuition, that brings you back to, so my intuition would say like, Pat loves what I'm doing. Like, we've had this conversation, so it's cool. Like, it's good, and I think that just brings you back as an individual to a really great space.
I'm telling you, I am like trying to get better at the whole social media thing. But the other day I said happy birthday to Jim, and because I got some kind of message, and Jim says, oh, are you saying happy birthday for my birthday that's 6 months away? Or are you saying happy birthday for my birthday that was 6 months ago? I think I pinged him and said, hey, happy midpoint. Oh,
I know.
man. Thank
But
you
it's
for
true.
today. It's,
Thank you.
listen, this is like us showing up doing the best we can to create a better world. What a great show today. I got to ask you your personal message. Thank you so much for all that you do. What's your personal message? What would you like to leave us with?
I want everybody out there to start tapping into, you have this amazing compass inside of you, and you know what is going to make you happy, and you know the road that you should travel. So tune into that, because every single person out here listening deserves happiness, and you deserve the best, and you deserve to live a Thrive life, and I really want it for you.
Awesome. Jen Zellup, everybody. And by the way, if you've missed any part of this show on Transformation Talk Radio, it will play later. And somehow, magically, I think what's going to happen is, if you're watching, and we got a bunch of people watching on Facebook, if you're watching and you missed any part of it, I think it becomes available, and then you just hit the play button.
Yeah.
See that?
It's easy.
So that's our metaphor for today. Okay, everyone, plug into your intuition, hit that play button.
Yes.
And let it roll.
That's right.
Thanks, Jen. Thank you for today.
Bye,
I'm
Dr.
Dr. Pat, everybody. And remember, website, Jen?
JenniferZellup.com.
Awesome. I'm Dr. Pat, the Dr. Pat Show, Transformation Talk Radio, Lime Talk Radio. I don't know. There's a ton of them. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Thrive by Jen with Jennifer Zellup and Dr. Pat Basili. Join us monthly to train your body, mind, and soul to operate as one. Because when you thrive, you shine on all levels and you can accomplish anything. For more information on how to excel down to your deepest being, visit thrivebyjen.com. And stay tuned for the newest Thrive by Jen on the Dr. Pat Show Network and Transformation Talk Radio.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.